Salako is an Eastern Western, okay? Look at the cast. Amy Poehler, all-time great genius. He always, just as the heist is done, calls the guy and says, bro, we found the money, and then they lose the money. Have you guys ever thought of committing a crime? Wouldn't it be funny if you committed a crime? No, it wouldn't be. Don't commit a crime. But there are a lot of crime comedies. Comedies centered around criminals. Because criminals can sometimes be funny. And there are many classics. I mean, I'd already talked about Ölümlü Dünya in a previous video, which can be classified as a crime comedy. But this video is actually inspired by a comment that we got from Sumaya. I hope they put it here. She suggested Organize İşler and Ocean's 11 do resemble each other. So we're gonna talk about some crime comedies. I'm gonna give you a few Turkish ones and then say, hey, if you like these, you will like these. Who knows? Actually, yeah, I look forward to people telling me, like the people that watch the English ones, to say, hey bro, that was a good suggestion. And I will say, put it in the comments. So first up, we got Organize İşler. Organize İşler is a very funny movie, like actually funny. I mean, the idea that there's a comedian and the first scene that you see him in, he's trying to commit suicide with his cape, or he's trying to delete himself with his cape. That's funny to me, at least. And the fact is, he only gives up after Asim, I believe is the character's name, but Yılmaz Erdoğan's character tells him, hey bro, if you do that, it will be in the newspapers that Superman unalived himself. You see TikTok language. And he's like, oh yeah, right, that would be kind of messed up. I'm not gonna put that, I'm not gonna, go through with it. But Organize İşler is more, I guess, kind of street crime, you know what I mean? Like you got Cem Yılmaz playing the mafia guy, he's playing golf with them and in the horse stable, and I don't know, they need this girl, was she the daughter of the professor, to like speak English for them? And this is actually what I like about it. The stakes are very low. There's not $100 million, $200 million casino heist going on, but that's what makes Ocean's 11 an interesting series. Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, Ocean's 13, Ocean's 8. Many people hated Ocean's 8. I don't. It was a funny movie. You have Rihanna in the movie. Rosamund Pike's in there, I think. Good movie. You had Cate Blanchett in a movie. You cannot hate a movie that has Cate Blanchett in it, okay? If you hate a movie that has Cate Blanchett in it, put it in the comments and I will ask me to delete that comment. But besides Organize İşler, which was a suggestion from one of the comments, there are many other great crime comedies.
Random question.
Random question.
Which one is better, Ocean's 11 or Fast 5?
Oh, Ocean's 11 by a mile. Fast 5 is where the series went to die. Fast 5 is where the series was like, hey, remember how in the first one we stole DVD players? How about we are doing international crime and big heists and there's this massive safe that we have to steal and The Rock is in the movie and freaking, no, Fast 5 was okay at best. Ocean's 11, that's a comedy, dude. That's a crime comedy. That's funny. George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Matt Damon. I mean, come on, look at the cast. Look at the cast. And also it's a remake. Ocean's 11, many people don't know that. It's a remake of the original, or a reboot, sorry, of the original, which came out in the 60s. Now there are other crime comedies that I want to talk about today. For example, Salako. Oh my God, I have been waiting to talk about this movie. Salako is a genius film, okay? Kemal Sunal, all-time great guy. Great guy, great actor, great everything. But the idea of Salako is so genius because I talked about Yaşlıbatı in a previous video. Yaşlıbatı is a Western with Turkish influences, right? Turkish parody. Salako is an Eastern Western, okay? They don't have the duels, they just go into each other's houses and start shooting. They don't shoot that much, bullets are expensive, okay? They incorporate the, old tradition of stealing your bride or whatever in a comedic and understandable way into the film. They show the traditions. They got bandits. The bandits all have their own names. So you got Salako, Hamito, and other ones that other ones don't. They don't name them because they don't matter, but that's not the point. You have the corrupt local politician idea, the corrupt village headsman or the corrupt sheriff in the Westerns. It is a genius film. Now, if you like Salako, which is again an Eastern Western, has the idea of outlaws.
Hold on. What's your favorite part from Salako?
My favorite part from Salako is when, The lady wants to be stolen because she wants to meet Hamito, but Salako doesn't know that. So when after the theft is done, Salako's like, okay, according to the tradition, we gotta, you know, seal the deal. And she's like, oh, what day is it? It's Tuesday. Well, you know what they say about Tuesdays. And then he's convinced. So afterwards, she's like, haha, I wonder what she will say about Wednesday. And then Wednesday comes and she has another saying for Wednesday. And then he's like, haha, I wonder what she'll say about Thursday. And this goes on for every day of the week until by the end of the movie, he's like, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Are there 8 days in a week? There are 8 days. That's the beauty of this movie. There are 8 days in a week. She forces him to seal the deal at gunpoint. But it's funny in a cave. It's really funny. Yeah. Anyway, if you like that movie, you might like The Ballad of Buster Scruggs from 2016, directed by the Coen brothers. To be fair, it's actually it's an anthology of a movie. There's like serious parts in it and there are comedic parts in it. But the funniest one is the first one, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs is what it's called, where, you know, Buster is just singing, he calls himself a songbird. He can sing pretty well, and he just travels around with his horse, and yeah, he kills people in very funny ways. In the same way that Salako's funny, this is funny. Salako and Buster, they kind of have some similarities, except Buster is much better with a gun, but yeah, it's funny. You might also, you know, have some existential dread once you get to the end of the movie, because they're the assassins that talk about bounty hunters, let's say, that talk about death and all of that, like what it means and all that. If you don't want to have existential dread, just watch the first like 20 minutes of Ballad of Buster Scruggs. The rest of it gets progressively more and more serious. It's the Coen brothers, you know how they do. Now, besides Salako, again, love that movie. It's on YouTube, you can watch it. Besides Salako, there are other crime comedy, one of which is actually in the cinemas right now. Well, the 4th iteration of it is in cinemas, Kolpaçino. Now, I haven't seen the other Kolpaçinos. Let me know how they are in the comments. But I saw the first Kolpaçino, which is hilarious. The first wait, was the old guy, was he a criminal or was he like, it's like a Komedi situation. I don't know what his crime was.
Yeah, like a shady guy.
Yeah, shady guy. There's too many shady guys. You know, like Turkey, come on, tell us what they're doing. Or don't, actually. It keeps the mystery. But anyway, there's the shady guy and then there's the other guy that's falling out of favor with the mafia. And then they find Şafak Sezer's character. His father's leaving on vacation or on business. And they decide to turn it into a casino. Yay, illegal casinos.
Great
Make some great idea. Brother, you have the house, right? Just bring people in. The house always wins. You win all the money. It's great. Except two like really like serious guys get in there and then one of them shoots the other one and then now you have a crime scene. How will they figure that one out? Haha, you've watched Kolpaçino, you know how they figure it out. They don't really figure it out. But they try. That's what matters. Similarly, in 2017, but again with much less bloodshed and much less gunshots and much less drugs and much less everything, but it's still a funny movie. There was a movie called The House with Will Ferrell and Amy Poehler, where this couple who are down on their finances and they're thinking, how do we make money? How do we make money? Aha, they make an illegal casino in their house and comedy ensues. I mean, Will Ferrell, all-time great. Amy Poehler, all-time great, genius. So it's a funny movie. You should watch it, The House. I know the reviews on IMDb aren't great, but trust me, the cast is stacked. It's funny. It's one of those turn off your brain and watch it funny, which Kolpaçino is at the same time. So if you like Kolpaçino, you will like The House. I liked Kolpaçino. I haven't seen Kolpaçino 2, 3, or 4, but the 4th one is in cinemas now. So let me know how that one is in the comments. Should I go to the cinemas? Let me know. Now.
So what's your favorite scene from Kolpaçino?
Oh, my favorite scene from Kolpaçino. So they crash their car. And I think the fire extinguisher goes off or something, so the guy has a lot of white powder all over him. And then, you know, they crash their car, nobody has a cigarette. He's going around trying to find cigarettes. Then there's this house where these teenagers, they're playing a game of Ouija, and they're playing with a Ouija board, and they're, you know, like, oh, and one of them is like, I don't believe this. What is this garbage? And they're like, oh, don't ruin the fun. And then this guy walks in, you know, there's smoke coming from the car or fog or something, and he's got the white thing, and everybody empties their bowels. You see, I said empties their bowels instead of shit themselves. That's for the editors. Everybody empties their bowels, and he's like, and then the funniest part about that is that later he's describing it, because he doesn't know they were just playing Ouija and they were scared of him. He's describing it to the other guys. Yeah, all of these teenagers, they got together and they shit their pants. You see what the kids are doing these days? Like, that was hilarious and genius. So I love that about Kolpaçino. There's another Şafak Sezer classic. Well, classic, I wouldn't say. Classic, no, I will say classic.
Kutsal Damacana.
No. Kutsal Damacana, that's a different video. I'm going to do Turkish horror movies. Kutsal Damacana is not a horror movie, it's a horror comedy. But, yes. Maskeli Beşler İntikam Peşinde. You put that into my head, bro, damn it. Yes, I want to talk about Maskeli Beşler İntikam Peşinde, which follows a group of down on their luck orphans who, you know, grow up as like a gang. One of them who kind of tricks the other ones, he gets really rich, he marries into like money, and he has a bank, Güven Bank or whatever, because his last name is Güven or something. But yes, they plan multiple heists. And what I love about Maskeli Beşler is that every time the heist is done, oh yeah, and they're doing it for good reasons. Okay, there's a kid, Tolga, I think he's got a serious condition and they need to go to America to operate on him. So they're doing the heist for good reasons, okay? But what I love is that there's the other guy, I forgot his name, but the guy with the Peter Pan hat. He always, just as the heist is done, calls the guy and says, bro, we found the money, and then they lose the money. It's kind of a recurring joke. It is funny, especially when they have to feed, the lion doesn't want to eat them, the lion wants to eat the money. So they're feeding the lion just dollars. It's funny.
Makes sense.
It's funny. It makes sense. Feed the, you know, ING Bank. They got a lion on there. Feed the lion some money. The lions are not appreciating the economy. Just like Maskeli Beşler, which involves these, I wouldn't call them idiots, I would say lovable losers, actually, just like Recep İvedik. There's another movie called Masterminds. Now, Masterminds is a little different. It is a comedy, but it is based on a real-life heist that a few bank employees tried to pull off, but they're not professional heist people like Ocean's 11, so it is incredibly funny. It is based on a true story. It has a great cast. Jason Sudeikis is in it. Zach Galifianakis is in it. Kristen Wiig is in it. I think Kate McKinnon is also in it, if I'm not mistaken.
Owen Wilson?
Huh? Owen Wilson, yeah, Owen Wilson's in there. Yeah, so it's a great cast, great movie. It's, again, same kind of concept, but they're not doing it for a good cause. They just want to steal money. But yes, Masterminds, watch it. Or, if you're sick like me, watch Trailer Park Boys, the movie, which is even dumber because they're trying to steal untraceable coins. Yes, they're trying to steal pennies. Trailer Park Boys is a special brand of humor. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. So, again, Masterminds if you're a normal, well-adjusted person. Trailer Park Boys if you have the same mental issues that I have. Anyway, moving on, other crime comedies. Now, this one is first of all, it's just a great film. That's one. And two, it really made me appreciate modern Turkish cinema. I'm talking about Sofra Sırları. Yes, the concept is interesting because you have this housewife who gets yelled at by her husband pretty normally. Hey, was it Middle or Eastern Anatolia? Oh wait, it's both of them. And wait, is there a Middle Anatolia? Do you guys have a Middle Anatolia? Anyway, yes. I forget which village they're in. I don't even know if they name it, but she does go to Istanbul at the end. But there's this housewife, and she becomes a serial killer. It's really funny and sad at times. But anyway, she imagines kind of like, oh, whenever her husband is being like too terrible or her husband's friends are being weird, she just imagines she's on a cooking show and she's explaining food recipes. It's really funny, it's kind of absurdist, it's kind of dark comedy. There's a part where she feeds them the dollars that they stole, but like it's called dolar salatası. She blends up the dollars, pours some lemon and olive oil on it and feeds it to them. Really funny. Actually, one of them dies from it. It's funny, it's funny, it's funny, it's funny. laugh with me. Now, similarly, and again, based on a true story, there was a 1994 comedy called Serial Mom, where this mom, and again, it happened in real life. They changed the names for people's safety. But yes, Kathleen Turner plays a mom who starts killing anybody who kind of maybe insults her family. Like she kills, okay, here's the list. She kills the math teacher that kind of says her son needs to be more educated. She kills her daughter's would-have-been boyfriend because he doesn't show up to one date, and then like she sees him with another girl. She definitely kills this neighbors of hers that she hated from the beginning. And it's funny, she killed those two first. It's like, and she fantasizes about serial killers. It's a funny movie. It's Kathleen Turner really like chewing up the scenery in a funny comedy. Yes, Matthew Lillard is in it as well. He went on to be in Scream. It's just a slasher movie kind of that's aware of itself. It's funny. It even shows bad horror movies and how they use animal organs to like make the gory scenes look real, but then in the movie themselves they use animal organs and Wilhelm screams and what have you. Great movie, you should watch it. And Sofra Sırları, a lot of people I spoke to haven't seen it. You should also watch that. I highly, highly recommend that movie.